Hello friends, Spacey Ghost, back from the void, here with more anime! Here we go. Back with my list. The next one is air gear, has to do with skating, like rollerblading and parkour, and it has like the early 2000s style with it. I don't remember a lot about this anime, like it was okay, even though I don't remember anything of it. I remember there was like a antagonist character who had like DID going on, which is dissociative identity disorder, or like multiple personalities, but I don't think it was that bad. I could be wrong though. And I also remember the dub was terrible, because I started watching the sub, and then I had to continue watching on Netflix, which I'm not sure if it's still on Netflix, but they only had the dub on Netflix, so I had to suffer with that. And there was also a roller skater dude that had fire powers for some reason. In the sub, he sounded like completely normal, just like kind of gritty, and fire powers and stuff. And then in the dub, for some reason, they gave him a British accent for like no reason. If you like sports anime, and you're like, oh, I don't care about volleyballs or basketballs or baseballs or whatever, and you want something more like exotic, I think, of a sport, go check out Air Gear. I give it 7 out of 10. Probably lower it to a 6 out of 10, but it's still good. Okay, next. Akira. Oh shit. Okay. Watching Akira was an interesting experience for me, cause when I first watched it, I only watched the first half, and I'm like, oh, this is neat. This is a cool, dark sci-fi thing. And I love hand-drawn animation, and it was just beautiful in this. Just all the details and just the overall aesthetic of it was really cool. And then I was at a friend's house, and I'm like, oh, I have some time on my hands before we do stuff. I'll watch Akira again, and then finally get a chance to watch the full thing. And when it came to the last half, I'm not gonna spoil it, even though it's probably like fair game to spoil or whatever, cause like it's old and stuff. And Akira's one of those things where the only thing people talk about is like the last half. I'm not gonna say anything, but I had to stop watching and just look at the screen and be like, holy fuck, is that literally what's happening? Did I like accidentally fall asleep and I'm having some weird fever dream? I actually had to look away from the screen because it was just so intense, especially for the time. God, like the detail, I keep going at this, like all the shit that goes down in the end, especially. Like, applause for those animators. Like, seriously. If you're looking for some classic anime, 10 out of 10, Akira. Okay, next one is Aldnoah.Zero, which I only seen the first season. It's like this interesting mech anime. Has to do with these humans. They went out, they colonized Mars, and they've been living there for like decades now, or even hundreds of years now, to the point where the humans on Mars started evolving differently and started thinking they were like better than everyone. So they're like, yeah, let's shit on Earth because we're rich and reasons. So there's like all these wars happen, and there's like political intrigue because kingdoms and royalty, but it's space, so gotta have spaceships that happen to be mechs because future stuff. And there's like a really interesting romance between the princess and one of the servants, who's like pretty much the only good alien dude in the show besides the princess herself. And this guy does some pretty bad stuff throughout the series. But for some reason, as I keep watching the show, I keep rooting on his side. more than the other protagonists, even if they're out for the same goals. Like, just the way they go about it. I'm like, nah, fuck the Earth humans. Yeah, go, butler dude. I forget if he's actually technically a butler or not, but either way, I forget all of their names. I'm bad with names in anime. I seriously need to watch the second season, though. I just have other things I want to watch. Although the way I see it, it is fine to watch on its own, just like the one season, like if you just want to give it a try. From what I remember, the powers that the mechs have are also like pretty interesting. Like, I think there's one where it has this invisible force field that just obliterates like literally everything that gets within like inches of it, and that's pretty sick. So if you like aliens and political assholes and robots fighting each other, watch Aldnoah.Zero. Aldnoah.Zero? I don't know. 7 out of 10. Oh my god. Guys, friends. The next one on my list is, what's it called? Ame-ira to Inazuma. The English name is Sweetness and Lightning. It's so good. It's so pure. Like, just right away, 10 out of 10. Hands down. Like, did you have a bad day? Do you want to just sit and drink coffee or tea or whatever warm beverage? And you just want to watch something cute? Watch Sweetness and Lightning. It's about this dad. He has like this 4-year-old kid. And he's a single dad. Because the mom died, like, I think only months happened between her dying and the start of the show. So it's like really recent. And all his dad wants to do is cook a good meal for his kid and have a good time with her and kind of like heal. And then he meets a high school student, and it's not sexual at all. I was thinking it was gonna go in that direction because lots of animes do, but no, it's just so sweet. They just hang out and cook things, and the little girl is like so adorable, and she's played by like an actual kid. I think the kid's like 10, 11, but still, just go watch it. It's sweet. There are a few moments where it's really sad because they talk about like the mom dying and just the dad's insecurities. I kind of want another season, but it's fine on its own. Next one is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Nero Coco? Is there an English name for this? Rainy Coco, okay. This, I have mixed feelings about. Not really a yaoi in the sense that people typically think yaoi is. It's just cute boys who work in a coffee shop and they want to date and romance other cute boys. It is a nice story, like the first season. It's really short, like each episode's only 4 minutes, since a lot of openings are like a minute or two, and then there's like an end credits too. Really, that's only like 2 minutes of screen time. But in the first season, what they did with it was really good. I think it would be better if it was just an OVA. Like, if they just squish all those episodes into one solid thing. There's a second season too, where they just kind of lose focus from the main story, and they go on about like other characters, and there's like 2 kind of annoying siblings. They did this weird thing where the episodes were, I think, 8 minutes in length, but the actual content was still 4 minutes. And then the whole rest of the thing was just extra fluff from like interviews with the voice actors, which is cool if you're into that sort of thing, but really people usually keep that for bonus content on DVDs and not as part of an episode. Like, it would be cool to listen to, but I don't speak Japanese, so I can't really like listen to it. I have to like look at the subtitles and stuff, and sometimes I just didn't have time for that. So the first season I would recommend just as a short thing to like breeze through and check out, because it's pretty nice. Not so much the other seasons. There's like a third and a fourth one too, and maybe a 5th one on the way. But since I can't find them on Crunchyroll anymore and stuff, I'm assuming there's a reason for that. So, what did I give this? What did I give this? Give me your secrets. I gave it a 7? Well, yeah, 7 for the first season. The second season I gave like a 5. And then the rest, I don't know. Next on the list is Angel Beats, which I think a lot of people have heard about by now. It has an excellent dub. Not that I would ignore the sub. Both of them are good. Angel Beats is basically about this guy with orange hair, and he's dead, and he's in some kind of limbo type of space with a bunch of dead kids. This is like a special area in limbo where all the younger people go if they haven't really completely fulfilled their lives. There's like this war going on with like this angel that wants to like obliterate them completely so they can't reincarnate anymore. That's all I'm gonna say because there's a lot jam-packed into this series. Like from what I remember from the story, they originally had it for 25 episodes, but then they had it cut in half because of technical reasons or what have you. So they had to like jam everything into just the 12 episodes that they had to work with. I think they did a good job with. There's some things towards the very end, like few episodes, where you can kind of tell they rushed it. But other than that, it's like such a good balance. Like supernatural war stuff going on, and that's cool. And then it's like hilarious as fuck. It's like one of the most hilarious animes I've watched, and I've seen this like 3 or 4 times over, and I still laugh at like everything that happens. And that doesn't usually happen with me. And then you get the existential side of the series when it's like, oh, we're just spirits and shit. Like, if we reincarnate, is like life gonna be better? Is it gonna be worse? Should we just stay here? And there's a lot to think about. A lot of tears are gonna be shed. Like, no joke, you're gonna want not only to binge this, but you're gonna want tissues next to you. I mean, it's about kids, like, dying and stuff, so of course it's gonna be sad. I gave this an 8 out of 10? What? No, 10 out of 10. Like, I almost never rewatch stuff, and I've seen this like so many times because it's so good. Anime de Wakaru Shinryounaika? Sorry if that's wrong. English title: Comical Psychosomatic Medicine. That's what it's called? That was like a short 5-minute episode series from like last year, I think. And it covered like mental illnesses and like sociological behaviors in people from like obviously a Japanese perspective, but like also in a kind of comical perspective. It was pretty interesting. It was slightly informative. I don't remember if I had any complaints or like, oh, they got this thing wrong. The only complaint I have with it is that, now a lot of animes do this stupid thing, and I think I've complained in some of my Let's Plays before. They have a female character, and with the female character, they have her, like, posing sexually for no reason while talking about, like, mundane things. Or, like, just the female character would randomly suggest something sexual that has nothing to do with the conversation, and they just, like, ignore it. Like, I had this issue with, Sayonara, Zetsuba Sensei, or whatever that was called. Like, it was just little things that the female characters would do or say that didn't really fit, and you could tell they were going for, like, a sexual thing with that. Man, it's like such a specific trope. I'm sure there's a name for it at some point. Please, someone tell me in the comments, because I want to know the name of this thing. If you want another short series, and I don't know, maybe you're interested in the sociological issues of modern people, go check it out! 6 out of 10. So thank you guys for watching this. Again, I hope it's entertaining, at least. If you have any thoughts to share, if you've seen any of these or want to see any of these, or if you just want to say hi, like, do so in the comments. Like, feel free. Don't be shy. Like, no matter what, I'm gonna keep going through this list, but if you have any opinions on how I could do this better or whatever, like, go throw that down there too. And I'll see you guys sometime in the future. Bye!